people and the food. The city not being kept up, I'm going to add it to the must-sees. Hey friends, in this channel, I really want to give you information that is helpful. So I'm going to give you an honest review of Lisbon. Now, am I saying you shouldn't go to Lisbon? Absolutely not. There were some big highlights of Lisbon for me. However, here is what I would preface this with. If you have not been to Europe, I would not start with going to Lisbon. I've been to other places in Portugal that I actually prefer far more than Lisbon. I was reading up a little bit on the history of Lisbon, and there are reasons that Lisbon hasn't been as well kept up as other European cities. There is some stuff that came from the fallout of World War II and where the money went. There's some things having to do with the regimes and all these different factors. The biggest highlights of Lisbon absolutely were the people and the food. Now, for me, that's probably enough just to make that trip to Lisbon. However, the disappointing part for me was not only how run down it was, but there was literally graffiti, and there's graffiti in lots of Europe, but there was literally graffiti on everything. You would see these gorgeous buildings, or what you could picture were gorgeous at one point, with these beautiful intricate tiles, and then graffiti all over it. The city not being kept up took away a lot for me. That is why I'm saying, if you have not done Europe yet, don't start with Lisbon. But like I said before, I am not suggesting that you should not go and visit Lisbon. And there are some highlights I definitely want to offer you in this video and some suggestions that I have. So let's get going. Okay, for me, here are the don't miss spots of Lisbon. Sintra, which is a day trip outside of Lisbon, was my absolute favorite thing that we did there. I know that's technically not Lisbon, and I have made a video that you can find, and I'll include a link in the description, on Sintra and how to do Sintra in a day. But Sintra is gorgeous. Go to Sintra if you're in Lisbon. The must-dos inside of Lisbon would be, for me, one, the Jerónimos Monastery. The Jerónimos Monastery has a beautiful park outside. It is really a grand, gorgeous building, and inside it is also really worth seeing. St. George's Castle also was well worth the trip. There were beautiful vistas of the city. I was able inexpensively to get a tour of the place, and that was wonderful. And I found the whole place very fascinating. The LX factory is actually a bit off the beaten path, and that was a pretty cool place to go into. Lots of artist shops and different restaurants in an outdoor market setting that I enjoyed getting a little bit of the flavor of the culture from. A place that was nearly closed when I went is the Time Out Market. Now, I couldn't get to much of it because of COVID. There were still a lot of restrictions on where we could and couldn't go, but over and over, everybody has said, go to Time Out Market, go to Time Out Market. It's a great indoor food market. And so I'm going to add it to the must-sees because just from what I've read and watched about it, you definitely need to go there. And my final must-see is actually a shop. I don't think I've ever recommended a shop before on here, but a Vida Portuguese has more than one location. I believe there are two. And the one I went to, I loved. There was a beautifully curated amount of different Portuguese ceramics and foods and all these other wonderful souvenirs from local artists. And the prices were not bad at all, so I highly suggest making that stop. A theme that you will find in Lisbon is all the tiling. That was a highlight for me, walking around and seeing the tiles. I got to ride the streetcars. The food. I cannot recommend the food enough. Lisbon absolutely knows how to do good food, good seafood, which is also something I love. If you have a bunch of time there, some other suggestions that I would have, maybe not on my must-see, but definitely if you're spending time there, go and do these. There was the Tile Museum, the Tower of Belam, the Convento de Carmo, and if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, their aquarium there is actually one of the best in Europe. Okay, another first for me is I don't ever recommend hotels. We don't stay in many hotels, but this was actually a personal getaway for my birthday where I celebrate years of life. And so I stayed at the Memmo Alfama Hotel in the Alfama area, which is a great area of Lisbon. This hotel was actually my favorite part of Lisbon. It was an old bakery that they have now redesigned into a hotel. The outlooks were great. You could look out into the river there. Breakfasts that were included were wonderful. The drinks were great. If you are getting away by yourself or with a girlfriend or with your partner, I absolutely can highly recommend, and I'm not getting paid to say that. A few last thoughts. Transportation in Lisbon is great. Super easy to get around. And if you get the Lisboa card, which you must get if you are going to Lisbon and want to do any activities, it was probably my favorite city card with the most things included. Had so many forms of transportation included in this card. Entrance fees or discounts to entrance fees included in it. So definitely don't go and not get the Lisboa card. So that is my honest review of Lisbon. I would love to hear your thoughts on Lisbon. What did I miss? What was it like for you? Just go ahead and add those into the comments so that other people can see, so that this can be a place where people can get helpful information. So thanks for sticking around and hearing my thoughts. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you in the next video. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? If not, go click that subscribe button and then comment and let us know that you're a new subscriber. Also, to all my viewers, the descriptions below these videos contain lists of the stuff that's in each of the videos to help you when you are planning your trip to that specific location, or links that you may need, and all kinds of other useful information. So don't forget to check out the description. Also, don't forget to like, and my teenage daughter will update me on how many views and subscribers I have. Gosh, I don't even know how many. That doesn't sound right. And I never know how to appropriately end these things.